Well, things are heating up in these markets, to say the least. Oil, the dollar, and bond yields all popped hard, small caps lagged, and after the close, we had major earnings reactions from Google, Amazon, and Meta that had the futures markets spiking both directions. The big question now is whether stocks can keep absorbing these pressure points, or if all these negatively correlated assets finally start weighing on the market. Let's get into what we're seeing, and please note that none of this is buying or selling advice. Go get a financial advisor for that. We're just here provided our opinions on the chart developments from a technical analysis perspective. So, looking at the actual index action today, it was honestly a mixed bag with some glaring warning signs. The SPY finished flat, and the QQQ pushed up about 0.61%.
Right, but the DIA slipped.
Exactly, yeah, the DIA slipped. And the small cap index, the IWM, really took it on the chin, dropping 0.67%.
Yeah, that's a pretty noticeable drop.
It is, and I don't think it's just a canary in the coal mine situation. Small caps are acting more like the weakest link in a suspension bridge right now. They feel the wind of those high borrowing costs first because they just don't have the massive cash buffers that the tech giants use to, insulate themselves.
Oh, absolutely. And that lack of insulation is exactly why the post-market is in just absolute chaos right now. You've got Google, ticker GOOG, gapping higher on earnings.
Right.
While Amazon, AMZN, gaps lower. And Meta, META, is just getting completely slammed.
And slammed is an understatement.
It really is. Tomorrow's entire session honestly hinges on how the broader market digests these massive swings.
But hold on, because if we look at the macro forces driving those borrowing costs, there's a real contradiction. I mean, we had the Fed holding rates steady today at 3.75%.
Right, they did.
So shouldn't that pressure be, cooling down inflation and crushing demand for oil? How are light crude oil futures, ticker CL, still barreling toward a $120 double-top target with the Fed's boot on the economy's neck?
Well, it's because the energy market is currently reacting to a supply-side shock, not just demand.
Oh, right. The news today.
Exactly. The news of Trump rejecting the Iran deal, that immediately threatens global oil supply. So crude spikes. And when oil rises, inflation expectations follow right along, which pushes the U.S. dollar and bond yields up.
Which creates a massive anchor on equities.
You got it. Think about it. If bond yields spike, risk-free money becomes highly attractive. Why would you risk your capital on those vulnerable small-cap stocks you mentioned earlier when you can lock in a guaranteed high yield from government bonds?
Yeah, that makes total sense. Hey, don't forget, if you've got a stock you're watching or a question about the markets, let us know in the comments. We want to know what you're tracking to make these videos more relevant if possible, and we'll do our best to talk about what we see in a future episode. And as always, drop a like if you appreciate these market summaries and click subscribe, too, so you can stay updated. So moving on, oil-driven inflation is clearly the wild card here.
It definitely is.
And we also saw housing starts surprisingly improving to over 1.5 million. With risk-free money looking so good right now, where does equity capital hide if it actually stays in the market? Defensive sector.
Exactly, defensive sectors. Investors naturally try to hide in the utilities sector, ticker XLU, but sellers are actually pushing back right now. Utilities are currently consolidating in a symmetrical triangle.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's not just a shape on a chart. It's a coiled spring of indecision. A real piece of practical trading wisdom here is to respect compressed patterns.
Right.
When correlations shift and macro pressure builds up like this, that pent-up energy in the chart will eventually resolve with a massive, violent snap once a direction is chosen.
Wow. So if traditional safe havens are feeling the squeeze like that, you'd think the ultimate alternative asset, Bitcoin, would catch a massive bid right now.
You would think so, yeah.
But it's actually doing the exact opposite. It continued its descent today, and as we mentioned yesterday, despite those short-term attempts to rally, the higher time frame picture remains incredibly messy.
Yeah, and we are seeing a similar drift in the metals, too. Gold futures, GC, and silver futures, SI, are just stair-stepping lower.
Yeah, so wrapping this up, the core tension is palpable out there. Stocks look mixed on the surface, but underneath, the macro pressures from oil, the dollar, and yields are just boiling over.
Boiling over is the perfect way to put it, honestly.
Yeah, so if the broader market fails to digest tomorrow's mega-cap earnings chaos, the real question is, which of these tightly compressed technical patterns is going to crack first? Have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you in tomorrow's market summary. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you're a newer trader and want a great foundation with no fluff, start with our free Trading 101 videos at groktrade.com/learn. And if you're ready to reach your full trading potential, Whether you're a total beginner or a battle-hardened trader, check out our mentorship program at groktrade.com/trading mentor. All of these links are in the description below. Grok Trade is where traders reach their full potential.